Hi guys, it's Cornish Kayak Angler here from kayakfishing.blog. In my last video I looked at the Anchor Trolley system and why we would use the Anchor Trolley system for safely anchoring a fishing kayak. Now I've had a few people contact me and ask me what knots I use to attach the Anchor Trolley cord to the carabiner on the Anchor Trolley. So we're going to have a quick look at that today. I'll show you firstly what knot I use to attach the cord to the carabiner. Then I'll also have a look at how we use those knots to set up an anchor trolley on a kayak. Okay, so the knot I use to attach my anchor trolley line to the carabiner, I believe it's called a scaffold knot, or I think it's also known as a multi-overhand slip knot. But to tie this knot, take your anchor trolley line, pass it through your carabiner and pull plenty of excess out. So the carabiner is effectively at the end of a loop of the cord. And now to tie this, I take the carabiner, hold it in my hand and run my finger along the main anchor trolley line. And what I do is I take this cord, and what we're going to do is wrap it around the main cord and my finger, but in quite loosely. So I've just taken one wrap there, and as I do I'm going to wrap it down towards the carabiner. Again, just loosely, 1, 2, that's about 3 there. So you can just see it wrapped around my finger there and around the main cord. Now it's loose enough that I can just slip my finger out now. As you can see, we're left with several wraps of cord around the main anchor trolley line. It's loose enough, you can see right up the middle of the wraps, and we take this tag end and simply pass them up through the center of those coils, and then we can gently, before I tighten it, I'll just show you there, you can see the center of the coils there with the tag end running up through it. Then we can just gently tighten it down like so. So it doesn't really matter how many wraps you do. I think that was 3 wraps there. You could do 4, but it'll just make the knot thicker or longer. But that there is the knot I use to attach the anchor trolley cord to the carabiner. And just to finish off, you would just cut the tag end off with some scissors and stop it fraying, melt the ends. And just be careful because this will be hot molten plastic as you're melting it. Pinch that to smoothen it off. And you could, if you wanted to make it a little neater, to stop that tag end flicking about, you can heat up both of the cords so they just become tacky, and pinch them together to effectively weld the cord together. It can just take a minute to heat up to do this, but I'll try it here. Be careful not to overdo it. Yeah, just pinch that together, just be careful because it will be hot. That now is welded together, so it's impossible for that to slip now, that knot. That is super strong. So there it is, yeah, what I believe is called the scaffold knot to attach the anchor trolley cord to the carabiner on the anchor trolley. So now I'll show you how to set up the anchor trolley system using those knots on my kayak. Okay, so here we've got my Hobie Outback 2019 model kayak, and I'm going to show you now how to set up the anchor trolley on this using those scaffold knots shown in the last section. So to start, I've got pad eyes attached at either end of the kayak. Full details of this in my last video I put together, but I've effectively got a pad eye here. I've got a loop of bungee tied off with in a parallel bead there, nylon parallel bead to stop it against the pad eye, loop of bungee, it's 5mm shot cord, and then I've got a pulley attached via a stainless carabiner to this, and at the other end of the kayak, very similar setup but minus the bungee. So again, it's just a pad eye fitted to the back. It's a pulley attached straight to the pad eye via a carabiner. So what I'm going to do now is take the anchor trolley cord On my anchor trolleys I use a 4mm braid on braid cord. It's a very low stretch or practically non-stretch cord. To set it up effectively, you want the cord to pass from the bottom of the pulley to the top of the pulley. I'll just pop that through there, and then with the end we're going to run it to the other end of the kayak. Okay, and this time it's going to run from the top of the pulley to the bottom. Just pass that through there, pull that through. So now what that's done is make a continuous length of cord between the top sides of both pulleys, so that the carabiner, when we tie this on, it's going to join on the bottom side of the anchor trolley. And I will show you how to set that up now using those scaffold knots. Okay, so we've now got the two tag ends of the anchor trolley line. So we're going to take one side, I'll just pop the other in this cleat here to keep it out of the way for now. And take our carabiner. To this we're going to tie the cord using that scaffold knot. I'll just do this here, I'll take plenty of excess cord. Take the wraps, run it around my finger. 1, 2, 3, like so. Slip the finger out and run the tag end up the center of those loose coils. It's just a case of neatly tightening it down. Something like that there. Okay, so that's the easy part. The second knot is trickier because we have to tie the knot under slight tension to put tension on the anchor trolley line so it sits nice and tight against the kayak. But again, make sure you've got plenty of excess cord when tying this. But yeah, as you pull it tight, you need to make sure the anchor trolley sits nice and tight against the side of the kayak. So you need to, perhaps pull it slightly tighter than it needs to be. So you've got plenty of excess to play with, because as the knot slips down, it's going to lose tension slightly. So always try and tie slightly tighter than you need to, because it will slacken off slightly as the knot clinches down. But it's exactly the same then. Make sure you've got plenty of tension on it. Grab the carabiner, you're gonna have to hold the line at the same time to keep the tension. It takes a bit of trial and error to do it a few times, but again, wrap those loose coils, 1, 2, 3, like so. Take your finger out, pass that tag end up through the center of those loose coils. And just neatly form the knot. And as you see, as it's tightening now, it's just slipping back, so it's going to lose tension slightly on the anchor trolley, which is why you have to tie it tighter than it needs to be to begin with. That there's now cinched down, nice and neat, and nice and strong. As I said, just to neaten it up, it would be just a case of trimming these tag ends and melting the ends, which I'll do here now. We just melt the frayed ends with a lighter to stop it fraying. If we want, we can weld the two ropes together. Just make them both slightly tacky there. Careful, it's hot plastic. There's one knot finished there. Super strong, not going to slip. We'll do the same with the other side. And there we have it, the finished anchor trolley knots. There's 2 scaffold knots or multi-overhand slip knots to attach the carabiner to the anchor trolley as part of the anchor trolley. Super strong, not going to slip. With the tag ends welded to the rope, that's not going to move anywhere. And now that's nicely tensioned so that it can easily run to the stern or to the bow of the kayak, like so. Okay, so there we have it. That's a knot I use to attach my anchor trolley cord to the carabiner on my anchor trolley systems, known as a scaffold knot or a multi-overhand slip knot. And I finish it off with a tag end that's welded to the main anchor trolley cord. Super strong, and with a little bit of practice, very easy to tie. For plenty more kayak fishing videos, make sure you hit subscribe. And for plenty more info on kayak anchoring and other kayak fishing topics, check out my website www.kayakfishing.blog. Thanks for watching.